Live at 10, Fox 30 Action News Jax starts right now.
Honoring 3 lives lost in a hateful act of violence in Jacksonville 1 year ago.
We honor the victims and the survivors of the hate crime that took place in our neighborhood.
Their lives were taken because of the color of their skin.
Angela, AJ, Gerald.
In their names, a promise to remember and bring change.
Such darkness can never again find sanctuary in our city.
I'm Ben Ryan. Thank you so much for joining us. Tomorrow marks 1 year since 3 people were killed in a racially motivated mass shooting at the Dollar General store in the Grand Park neighborhood. Angela Carr, Gerald Gallion, and Anolt Laguerre Jr. were killed that day. Today, a ceremony at Kings Road Memorial Park in their honor. Action News Jax Shanila Kabir joining us live in Grand Park. And Shanila, the community is still grieving.
Ben, Mayor Deegan and many other speakers say this memorial is to ensure nobody forgets the survivors and the victims from that horrific day.
The 3 victims of the 2023 racially motivated mass shooting, Gerald Gallion, Angela Carr, and AJ Laguerre Jr. were honored Sunday through a new memorial marker and a soil collection.
1 year since we faced the stark reality of hate and violence, a moment when we vowed to never forget the lives lost or the pain inflicted.
It happened at a Dollar General on Kings Road when the horrific deadly shooting ended by the suspect, 21-year-old Ryan Palmeter, turning the gun on himself. Council members, the group 90 Forward, and other organizations came together to put on this memorial service in honor and pay tribute to the victims' lives. And dozens came out to support.
We're here today to commemorate the lives that were stolen for one basic reason. Their lives were taken because of the color of their skin.
Councilwoman Pittman says this tragedy needs more than just remembering and focusing on the policy we need to ensure this doesn't happen again.
The tragedy that happened was unacceptable, and we should never accept the violence that hurt, the tragedy, the trauma, which we all have felt.
I spoke to a few members from Mayor Deegan's team who say this ceremony will be held annually. And they say they also hope this new memorial will be a reminder that there is no room for hatred, racism, and bigotry here in Jacksonville. For local coverage you can count on, I'm Shanila Kabir, Action News Jax.
And earlier this month, Action News Jax obtained and showed you police body camera video of officers who went into the Dollar General store and attempted to confront the suspect.
It's locked.
All right,
Nope.
check.
Now, when police re-entered the store, they found the shooter dead from a self-inflicted gunshot. Other officers on the outer edge of that crime scene had to break tragic news to people in the neighborhood.
No way I'm gonna get down there at all?
No. Let me put it this way, it's at your work.
Now, in the video, we also saw officers comforting each other over the gravity of what they had to deal with that day. Now, the Dollar General shooting also inspired an effort to increase penalties for hate crimes in Jacksonville. Just 12 days ago, the Jacksonville City Council rejected a proposal to increase penalties for city ordinance violations motivated by hate. The vote was 7 in favor, 12 against. Opponents on the City Council argued state law already increases penalties for the most serious types of hate crimes. Now, you can find our extensive coverage of the mass shooting on actionnewsjax.com. You'll also find our conversations with the family of the 3 people killed at the Dollar General and the investigation into the shooter. And 4 local counties are under a flood watch through tomorrow night. That's Duval, Nassau, Camden and Glynn counties there. Let's send things right over to Action Jack's First Alert meteorologist Corey Sima in the First Alert Weather Center. And Corey, we've seen lots of rain overnight for the past few days.
Some neighborhoods have seen a lot, Ben. So we have seen upwards of a foot of rain, especially in eastern Duval, eastern Nassau counties, and up into Glynn and Camden counties. The amounts of rain have been really pretty crazy. And this is the August rainfall calendar. Want to point out a few days. August 5th. That was Debbie. We got almost 4.5 inches of rain at JIA. And then look at the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. That's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's 3 days in a row. JIA received at least an inch of rain, and that hadn't happened since Debbie 2012. It's been 12 years ago since there were 3 consecutive days JIA got 1 inch of rain. There's still some rain out there. There's not a whole lot to it, though, on First Alert Doppler HD. We zoom into Duval, and it is dry. We still have the onshore wind, though, and that means that we could see some rain stream on shore, and that's the case now. So we're talking St. Simons Island, southern St. Simons Island, northern Jekyll Island, the southern portions of downtown Brunswick, and then over into Camden County near Woodbine. The rain moves into Brunswick basically right now. There is the Satilla Marsh Elementary School at 10:25, and then Tarboro at 10:27. We got to watch these areas tomorrow morning for a few showers. I'm going to time out the rain hour by hour. And when the days dry out, we kind of need it in the First Alert forecast.
Well, protesters lined up for several blocks in front of Anastasia State Park in St. Augustine today. Their message: no to a state plan to build a 350-room lodge in the park. It's part of a larger proposal from the DeSantis administration called the Great Outdoors Initiative. Action News Jack's Logan McDonald found out why these protesters oppose the state's plan.
Dozens showed up to the entry of Anastasia State Park Sunday morning in St. Augustine to protest the Florida Department of Environmental Protection's statewide Great Outdoors Initiative. That proposal plans to bring a 350-room lodge, disc golf course, and pickleball courts to Anastasia Park and has already received extensive public outcry.
Why would the Florida Department of Environmental Protection become the Department of Environmental Destruction?
Each and every person who showed up for Sunday morning's protest against the state of Florida's Great Outdoors Initiative has one message that they want to give to those behind the proposal.
Voters like myself, I vote in every election. We are paying attention, and we will not go down without a fight on this.
The state has since came out on social media explaining its reasoning, highlighting pickleball as, quote, the fastest growing sport in the U.S. and the need for overnight accommodation in Anastasia State Park. However, the organizer of Sunday's protest, Desiree Sanders, says the people of St. Augustine aren't buying it.
There is absolutely no need for that big of a hotel. There's no need for a hotel at all in this park. You can throw a rock and find a hotel within any area in St. Augustine, especially from the park.
Action News Jax reached out to the state's Department of Environmental Protection for an interview, which it declined at this time. The state rescheduled the first public meeting regarding the project from Tuesday to a still undecided later date, likely to take place during the week of September 2nd. For local coverage you can count on, reporting from St. Augustine, Logan McDonald, Action News Jax.
And most of the local opposition is to the proposed lodge. The state wants to build it on a piece of the park south of the main entrance road. That area is currently a borrow pit from before the park was acquired by the state. A borrow pit is where dirt was removed to be used as fill for a nearby road construction project. St. Augustine's mayor has issued a statement on the park proposal on her Facebook page. Mayor Nancy Sykes-Klein said in part, Anastasia State Park is special for many reasons. One of them is that the old King's quarries are located within it. Any discussion regarding development of the park must take into consideration the value and location of this important historic resource. St. Johns County Commission Chair Sarah Arnold issued a statement on the park plan today saying the state of Florida has not contacted St. Johns County with any details of this project. Parks are for people and not about projects for profit. Any proposal from the state would require approval from the city of St. Augustine, but not St. Johns County. In the face of days of opposition, the Florida Department of Environmental Protection launched an online survey to get input on plans to develop state parks. You can find a link to the survey on our website. That's actionnewsjax.com. And police are investigating a reported drowning in Arlington. JSO says officers were called to a home on Wiltshire Street at midnight after a man was found floating in a pool. Police do not believe that foul play is involved. The victim has not been identified. Covering Putnam County, where a teen who died unexpectedly has been laid to rest. Funeral services were held today for Robert Gillian III. He was found dead inside his home August 13th. According to the Palatka Police Department, the 15-year-old complained about chest pains the day before his death at football practice. Now, he was a sophomore at Palatka High School and participated in football, track and field, wrestling, and soccer. And a post office in Putnam County will be renamed in memory of a postal worker who lost her life from a dog attack. The Melrose Post Office will be renamed the Pamela Jane Rock Post Office Building. That ceremony takes place 10 a.m. Monday. She joined the post office in 2022. She died after she was attacked by 5 dogs in August that same year. Congress approved the name change earlier this year. In St. Augustine, the City Commission will hear the recommendation for an art installation at a key intersection tomorrow. The artwork will go in the roundabout at May Street and San Marco Avenue. A special public art committee chose a piece by Ivan DePina. That meeting is at 5 o'clock at City Hall. Tomorrow, a special Jacksonville City Council committee will also discuss the supplemental community benefits agreement with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Action Jacks has been telling you about the plan for months. It calls for over a $96 million spending plan to address homelessness, develop affordable housing, and improve parks on the east side. That meeting is going to be at 9 o'clock in the morning. Now, you can find our full coverage of the spending plan on actionnewsjax.com. You'll also see what's in the plan, coverage of the previous city meetings, and response to the spending from city leaders.
From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima. We only had 86 in Jacksonville today, and we have had several days below average. Hopefully you have enjoyed them. Despite the rain, temperatures are about to warm up as the rain threat drops in the First Alert forecast.
A big donation haul and a new claim about a potential national abortion ban. We have your update on election 2024. And Governor DeSantis makes a trip to Ireland, what he's hoping to bring back the land of green.